Deep within the desolate mountains of Japan lies a coordinate forgotten by maps. Overgrown with wild vegetation, the only road connecting it to the outside world collapsed long ago. As the altitude rises, the air thickens with a lingering, damp chill, a clear sign that time here has frozen. This is a place the locals consider strictly taboo, an old, abandoned crematorium. The history of this structure dates back to the Taisho-era. In those turbulent times, this was the final earthly stop for countless souls. Unlike modern automated facilities, workers back then had to pull the wooden coffins by hand, moving the deceased step by step toward the incinerators. Legend has it that during the dark years of plagues and wars, countless young lives vanished into the roaring flames before they were even given a name. Stepping inside, the most bone-chilling sight is the row of side-by-side incinerators. One chamber stands out for being exceptionally short, measuring only 150 centimeters. That was the furnace reserved specifically for children. The peeling cracks on the walls look like silent screams, and the abandoned relics piled in the corners seem to warn every intruder. The living may have left, but certain energies never truly dissipated. Today, the creator behind the Clip Store channel has come here alone. He's not just chasing a cheap thrill. He wants to test a long-rumored, terrifying taboo, playing a summoning game called 1, 2, 3 Wooden Man right in front of the children's furnace. They say that when you chant the words into this heavy, suffocating silence, the children who still long to play will step out from the ashes of the fire.
何か字が書いてあったんでしょうけど、消えてます。失礼します。うわ。初めて見るタイプの火葬場ですね。でちょっと驚いたのがこの霊柩車だよね。これ人力だったんだ。ここはね、大正時代からある火葬場跡らしいので使ってたんやろうな。これすごいね。これに棺を入れて人力で運んできてたんだろうね、火葬場まで。仏像にしては変わってるような気がするんですが、鉄格子の窓なんだよな。初めて見る感じの焼却炉ではあるけど、まごうことなきって感じですね。
As the creator wandered deeper into the crematorium, his eyes landed on a gurney that measured a mere 150 centimeters in length. He deduced that this was the cart used exclusively to wheel children into the flames. But just as he leans in to inspect it closer, a sudden, unexplained sound echoed right next to his ear.
Just 絶対足音するよね。何今の。動物？ 誰かいる？動物かな。何かが走るような足音が。多分これだけ静かだから絶対マイクにも拾われてると思うけど。いやちょっと尋常じゃないくらい物音がするんだけど。いや本来ね、森とか廃墟とかって動物とかいるから足音とか声とか鳴き声とかね、物音とかねしておかしくはないんですよ。なので本来であればあまり気にしないタイプではあるんですけど、僕は。いやおかしいよね。いや動物だったらさ、こんな狭い空間の中に人間がいたらどっかに隠れて潜んでると思うんですよね。逃げていっちゃうはずだから。
At first, the creator figured those faint, rustling noises were just wild animals scurrying around. But after analyzing the situation, he realized that made no sense. If there was a human inside the building, wild animals would usually stay hidden. He started to feel like he was being played, but who exactly was messing with him? To test his theory, he decided to set up an experiment.
だるまさんが転んだ。だるまさんが転んだ。だるまさんが転んだ。だるまさんが転んだ。だるまさん。だるまさん。
Suddenly, a flurry of hurried footsteps echoed right near the creator. Does this mean something was actually lurking right behind him just a second ago? Theoretically, yes. Let's slow down the footage we just saw and take a closer look. Let's see if his camera caught anything.
だるまさんが口論だ。遊びの時と同じように背後に霊が現れてしまうと。
There actually is something there. It looks like a shadow tucked away in the corner, secretly staring at the creator. Wow. Looks like he had a blast playing 1, 2, 3 Wooden Man just now. If you ever find a mysterious bouquet of flowers left at your doorstep, with no name and no note, whatever you do, do not bring it into your bedroom. A girl named Rose ran into this exact bizarre situation. Thinking it was just a playful gesture from a secret admirer, she excitedly filmed a video to share with her followers. But as she soaked in the romantic mystery, she had absolutely no clue that death itself was already in the room with her. It wasn't until after she posted the video that thousands of netizens started spamming her comments section, screaming at her to run. That's when she realized something was hiding in the background, a sight that made her burst into tears on the spot.
This is what I found.
After being warned by her viewers, Rose cranked the brightness and contrast of the video to the absolute maximum. And what she saw left everyone completely paralyzed with fear. It was a stark white, distorted human face. But what's truly terrifying is its position. It was at the very top of the doorframe. This means this thing was either freakishly tall, or it was literally hanging upside down from the ceiling watching her. Those flowers weren't a romantic gift at all. They were a calling card used by this unknown entity to gain access to her home. Terrified out of her mind, Rose ended up burning the bouquet in her backyard and moving out of the house for good. Was that face a sick stalker who broke into her home, or was it something sinister attached to the flowers? If you were in her shoes and saw those warnings, would you dare to look back at that door? Let me know in the comments, drop a like if you're feeling brave, and let's move on to the next, even creepier story. Hey everyone, Max here. Do you believe in invisible drivers? Deep in southern Brazil, in a tiny town called Estrela Velha, sits a very peculiar office building. To its left is the government engineering garage, and to its right, directly sharing a fence, is a dead silent cemetery. Gilmar, the full-time driver here, used to sleep in the break room right next to the garage. But now, even if it means losing his job, he wouldn't step foot in there for a single second. Because just a few mornings ago, the security cameras caught something that will make your skin crawl. If you think this was just some random electrical glitch, you are dead wrong. Let's look at the replay. Watch closely. Right at the exact moment Gilmar rushes over to yank the door open and kill the engine, a blurry, translucent dark figure literally squeezes its way out of the driver's seat. It walks right past Gilmar, bold as day. What's even more bone-chilling is what the camera caught next. After leaving the garage, this shadow walked straight toward the cemetery. Once Gilmar got the truck under control, his first instinct wasn't to check the engine. He stood frozen on the spot, praying frantically. Later, officials reviewed the master tapes and confirmed there were absolutely no edits, and no living soul had entered the garage. So, what exactly started that truck that morning? Was it a neighbor from the cemetery trying to hitch a ride, or some unknown force playing a sick prank? If you were Gilmar, would you have dared to open that door? Let me know in the comments and let's talk about it. If you were working late in a completely empty studio and suddenly felt a soft tap on your shoulder, would you turn around? Mike, a professional photographer, has been losing his mind lately. For the past 2 weeks, he's been hearing hurried footsteps down the hallway late at night. But every time he opens the door, there's no one there. That prickly, suffocating feeling of being watched left him on edge every time he pulled an overtime shift. Then, at 2 a.m. on this particular night, while he was washing his face in the restroom, that familiar tap hit his shoulder again. Fed up with running, Mike decided to face it. He pulled out his phone, determined to confront his invisible neighbor head-on.
Hello? Hello? Shit.
During the actual recording, Mike felt like he captured absolutely nothing. But when he got home and reviewed the footage, this exact frame made him completely lose it. Look right here. Just above the handrail at the stairwell landing, there is a pale head staring dead into the camera. But this couldn't possibly be human. Based on the scale of the stairs, this creature would have to be at least 8.5 feet tall. Its head was practically touching the ceiling. It just stood there, silently watching Mike until he turned and walked away. Mike had absolutely no idea. He was less than 15 feet away from this giant. Compared to a sudden jump scare, isn't this feeling, knowing that while you're looking for it, it's already watching you, way more hopeless? Do you guys think a thing that tall could actually be faked in post-production? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you often work late alone, remember, whatever you do, don't look back. Take a close look at this screen. Do you think this is just some regular car hanging accessory? The driver was just out with his family and everything was completely normal. But when he casually turned his head, he witnessed the most unbelievable thing in his entire life. This bottle of water, which he had just been drinking from, was completely floating in midair right next to the driver's seat. There were no clear strings attached and absolutely nothing supporting it. It was just frozen there in the middle of the air, weirdly swaying along with the bumps of the car.
I just dropped it and it floated up. What do you mean?
What the fuck?
What do you mean?
Stop.
Could someone please explain the science?
Are you lying, Matthew? Why is it
I
doing
swear
that?
on my life it just floated. I saw the whole thing. Believe Bianca. I didn't see it, but I believe her.
Is there air underneath? What is going on?
The air.
No, the air is not, it's not by the vent. It's not even attached to the roof.
Yeah, put the phone up here. You can see it's literally not even attached to the roof.
And it's spinning in the air.
It's literally not attached.
It's insane. Look at this.
Look, I dropped it.
It was spinning, it's not spinning anymore.
It's freaking haunted.
Look closely at the cap. It looks exactly like it's being tightly gripped by an invisible hand. Has our reality literally just glitched? If you spotted what's actually going on here, you've got to let us know in the comments. Remember to subscribe so you don't miss the next story. Until next time, stay safe.